And hello, greets and good evening, all. Peace. Sorry for the lack of illumination here, but I wanted to take a quick minute and capture some footage of the scene from the new place that I am working from as part of my promotion for the year 2023. So I'm not sure how much will show up on this. Do my best. But here is some footage of part of the downtown core here in Toronto, and I will make efforts to capture footage during the daytime as well. But since this is my first day, I wanted to mark the moment with something. So up here, it's not a super tall building, about 22 floors, but I am in what is considered to be the party room. Now the lights are off just because it's not in use, and right across are many tall buildings, skyscrapers, some are business towers, some are residential condos. And let's see if we can give you more of a view as we circle around. So that there is the tip of one of our banks, I believe. I think it's Scotia Tower. Again, this is just for my own records, but I wanted to post it on my channel anyway to have it here. And we'll see how this develops. I am the new assistant property manager of this complex, and although I'm a little bit nervous, I'm very excited for what will follow next. So it's pretty neat, actually. It's a little bit older, but there are stairs. I always like stairs. Double layered rooms are really cool. In my books anyway. There are some plants. There is a wraparound terrace. It's bitingly cold outside and I did not bring my jacket up. So unfortunately, that view will have to wait. But for now, let's see if we can get more of the downtown skyline. There's a tower right above us. Whoa. That must be 60 floors high for sure. There's some artwork tucked in the corner. And here is where concierge or a guard would sit to greet visitors and guests of a party. So yeah, this is where we're at so far. I know it's not a super fantastic view, but I will add to it and show you what the view looks like, hopefully during the early afternoon tomorrow, which will be Friday, January 6th, 2023. Alright, well, this is my quick glimpse of my new surroundings. For now, sharing for posterity's sake, in case anyone might find this interesting sometime, somewhere in the great out there. Okie dokie, time to head back to where I stashed my camera bag, and we'll wind this down. So I haven't yet figured out where all the switches are for this room, hence the darkness, but I'll try to enhance it with some quick editing and whatnot, and yeah, give you a better view during the day tomorrow. Okay, until then, stay awesome. Peace out for now. And hello, greets and good afternoon, one and all. Peace. And happy Friday. It is approximately 2:07. I'm going to say approximately because I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's a little bit after 2 p.m. on Friday, January 6th, 2023. And here I am up in the same place I showed you some footage of from last night, which was a little bit in between 5:15 and 5:45 yesterday evening as I was wrapping up the workday. So here's a better scene as promised of the city skyline from the new building or condominium complex I am now helping to manage. So here is the initial view I showed you last night or yesterday evening, where it was pretty much dark outside and everything was just lit up. And all around we see skyscrapers and condo complexes being built up. And it's hard to say how many of these units in there are actually rented, but I know that's another discussion. Way off in the distance, there's a bit, way off there, you can see a bit of Lake Ontario, which kind of spans all around. Next time I'm going to bring my tripod to give you a less shaky view, but before I head back down to the office, I wanted to take a quick minute and give you this show, just, you know, again, sharing for sharing's sake. So here the view continues. Looks like gray, rainy clouds are piling up. And I would tell you which streets these are, but for anyone who does not live in Toronto, you might be like, this really doesn't matter to me, so I'll just give you, again, scenic views, and that's it. So I'm up on what we would consider to be the 23rd floor, and on the second floor of the party room amenity. And yeah, it's interesting to see the skyline and the cityscape during the day like this, with so many glass buildings all around. And I do recognize a lot of the landmarks. For example, down below, let's zoom back in, where the flags are and the domed green copper tops. That building is a Parliament building, so part of the government buildings here in the T-dot of O. And very close to that is the University of Toronto's St. George campus that I attended during my time in university, and I'll give you a little lowdown on that in a minute, but here we go. Let's zoom in again. Way off in the distance. Okay, that's as far as it zooms. The bit of gray that you see there, that's between the sky and the buildings, that's more of Lake Ontario. And let's keep going. So the Parliament buildings, and I'll give you a better shot of this, but there's a that's as close as I can get. Okay, let's zoom out. I'll take you around the corner. I'll give you a shot of this party room as well from the other angle. The lights are still off. I figured out how to work those, so that's pretty cool, but I'm running late on my lunch, so we won't dilly-dally. But yeah, here. The party room is really growing on me. It's still not super modern or anything, but I'm liking the old world charm ambiance, and I can definitely imagine parties from the past going on with people dressed nicely and such, and, you know, mingling and mixing and doing what party goers do. So there's another domed building, the green top. I'll get a better shot of that in a minute. But that, my friends, is part of the University of Toronto's campus. It's called Convocation Hall, and that's where convocation occurs. I also had a few classes in there, and what stands out about this landmark and this building is the acoustics because of the domed shape and the wood and concrete contained within. It's a pretty big lecture hall. Kind of nervous shooting this video, I'm not sure why. Beside Con Hall, or Convocation Hall, there's another building that kind of looks like a castle or an old mansion. And that, if I'm recalling correctly, is called Hart House, which is where there were lots of clubs and social activities taking place on campus. And let's see if I can give you a better view. There's another castle-like protrusion. I believe that's part of St. James Church, but I'll have to confirm that. More of the skyline. I'm gonna back up slowly, and yes, I really need to bring my tripod next time. But before I wrap this up, let's see. Oh yes. Okay, so that building right in the middle, that's behind the, I'm not sure what color it'll show up on your screen, but it looks bluish gray. It's actually dark gray. So the lighter gray building, that is the U of T's Robarts Library. And I've spent many an evening there. It's multi-floored and pretty interesting architecture. It was intended to look like a concrete peacock. So yeah, it's an interesting place, and I'm getting so many flashbacks. It's neat how I've been circling around the city, moving from place to place and job to job and such, and I'm interested and curious to see where the journey will eventually lead me. But for now, this is day 2 of my part of the journey here at Bay and Bloor. And I went out onto the patio to see if it was warm enough for me to take footage from outside. But unfortunately, I did not bring my winter jacket, so that's not going to happen today. Alrighty, let me see if I can give you a better view of this party room before I wrap this up. So I hope you enjoyed this small, brief view of the Toronto skyline from the rooftop party room of this condo complex. And again, I'm recording and sharing for my memories, and, you know, in case aliens in the future discover this and will find it interesting. And you taking a peek is just added bonus for me. Alright. And on that note, folks, thank you, as always, for tuning in. Super appreciate and wish you and yours a nice weekend ahead. Peace out, and ciao for now.